Yes, sir. We are live. We are live. What's happening, YouTube family? Let me just build the beat for a minute and play one little song, and we're gonna get at this information. Um, some what you call it? Some primary evidence. All right. Hold on. What you say? Let me see. Hey, can you hear me good? What you say? Music went out. Donnie Williams. If y'all can hear me good, say eight. If you didn't hear the music, let me know. Let me see. Hold on one second. Okay, I think I stopped sharing my screen. Hold on. That's what it was. That's what it was. Okay, got you. Rashonda Hayward. Oh my God, I need my ass whooped. I totally forgot. I'm gonna take care of that tomorrow morning. I just been all over the place, sweetie. Okay, let's go. Let's go. We're gonna be right at this in like 3 minutes. Stay tuned. It's gonna be hot.
I want to see him anyway, so I'm after this. I can't stop those vicious thoughts to get in. Let it be. I just wanna see him. I just wanna roll out naturally. Let it happen. Let it happen. Let it be. I just wanna treat him nicely. I just wanna show him nicely. Let it
So
happen.
I think y'all can hear the music clearly now. After this song, we're gonna go in and show some cultural continuity and make a hard line stance. Okay, let's go.
Let it happen. I'm attracted to him cause he has a wife. Convinced that there are villains for me too. Funny, we are the same. Oh, I take it closer, closer than friends. Cause we both alike and have so much in common. Can I keep it hidden? What's supposed to happen? I just wanna do him one time. I just wanna rub him all night. Let it happen. Let it happen. Ooh, I just wanna show him nice things. I just wanna keep him tightly. So let it happen. Let it happen. He's not real. He's not real. Baby, I want him anyway. So
Somebody said in the chat that's that toy horn. Let it happen. One of my one of my little underground artists I listen to. So what's happening? YouTube family. I ain't been live in a while. Been laying low and doing my thing and trying to push my business and get things going so I can pay this rent. You know what I'm saying? Rent expensive in California. So let's jump on into it without further delay. What's happening? Donnie Williams, Roshonda Hayward, the best moderator this side of the Mississippi, right? And I got you covered, Roshonda. I just been all over the place. My bag. Don't sue me. Don't take me to court. What's up, High Road Charm and everybody else? So I want to get into this. I don't like to. I see. I'm gonna stop wasting a whole bunch of time in the intro and let's just get on into it, right? So let's go get into it. So the title says, what is the title? Modern and ancient Egypt is the same. It's the same. They show we're going to show cultural continuity, which no other cultural people can do except the modern day Egyptians, right? Another thing we're going to speak of is, excuse me, the color of black in Egypt, and it's symbolic. And what does it mean? Because you'll see people all over the internet, all over social media, posting these real pitch black images. Excuse me, these pitch black images of ancient Egyptians, but fail to tell you or don't know that pitch black color, black, has a meaning. Like Lord of the Perfect Black, Osiris. They got pictures, images of green people, blue people. It doesn't literally mean that their skin was black, green, or blue. And we're going to touch into that, right? And it says cultural continuity. We're going to show cultural continuity that no one else can show. We're going to prove with primary evidence that the modern day Egyptians absolutely, unequivocally, without a doubt, is the ancient Egyptians. They never left. They never dispersed. They never disappeared. There was never no genocide. I don't know where people get that from. People have been lying on the ancient and the modern Egyptians for decades because they want to take their place. We smile in your face all the while they want to take your place. They're backstabbers. Where my homie at up in the chat that he commented on a few of my posts. Disciplinary. Oops, excuse me. You commented earlier. I said I was going live shortly, so I'm live now. What's happening with you? Right. So let's get on into this. I think I've shared my screen and everything. First, we're gonna show a little cultural continuity. It's a video by a guy whose channel is called Afrocentric. Excuse me. Afrocentrism critiqued. Right. And he's the same guy who I done some videos way back a year or so ago. He left YouTube for a while, and I suggest people subscribe to his channel. It's in the description. He is that same guy, and he's back. He's from, where is he from? Tanzania, East Africa. But he's into the history, and he just critiques a lot of Afrocentrics because Afrocentrics have lost their goddamn mind for the last 30 years, manipulating history, revising history, and it's a bunch of fake history being pushed. So we're going to straighten this all out. Would you say, King Ku? Come to Egypt for a visit, Chief X. We will show you a good time. Show you Cairo nightlife, and you will have a good time. You know what? I plan on it one day soon, right? I'm figuring maybe about a year and a half from now, I'm going to come to Egypt, and I'm going to be live, so I'm going to contact everybody who's invited me. Right? All right. Let's just go with Afrocentrism critiqued. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Oops. I am sharing my screen. There we go. Let me make sure I'm caught up. It's a little delay. All right, here we go. So this channel is called Afrocentrism Critiqued. I'm going to play a few videos from a couple different people's channel. The other person's channel is called, her name is Sekhmet, right? And we're just going to get into this and show and prove, right, that the modern day Egyptians are the ancient Egyptians, that they carry on the same cultural continuity in art and things of that nature that they've always done, right? And we're going to get into some other things after this video's over, and just have a little fun tonight and be real enlightening and educational. Let's go. Now, what you're seeing is papyrus papers. The papyrus plant grown all through the Delta and the Nile, they still fuck with the papyrus plant. Nobody else does this. Nubians ain't doing this. No sub-Saharan Africans is doing this. They're carrying on their cultural continuity. Let's go. The papyrus plant in her hand. Nothing has changed. They still deal with the papyrus plant. So I may just say things throughout this video, but we're gonna continue. I'm not gonna say much. Like these Nubian women, you'll see them yellow or no, excuse me, I said Nubian. Blasphemy. These Egyptian women in ancient art, you'll see them yellow or white. You will never see Nubian women depicted like this in yellow or white, because Nubians weren't Caucasoid or yellow or white, right? You'll always only see Nubian women as dark brown or pitch black in ancient Egyptian art. Let's go. This is just proof right here. We don't even have to go any further. This is the artwork Afrocentrics don't show you. Your mind is flooded with a small amount of artwork, and they don't show you this stuff. They still make this stuff. Right now, nobody else is making this stuff. Nubians of today aren't making this stuff. Only the modern day Egyptians are making this stuff and continuing on their cultural continuity. sub-Saharan Africans are making this. No East Africans are making this stuff. Nobody on the planet is making this stuff except modern day Egyptians because this is a continuation of their culture. They still carry on these traditions. Nobody else does this. Nubians don't do this. Nobody else in North Africa except the ancient Egyptians, except the modern day Egyptians do this and have these festivals in 2023. Hold on, let me just. The ancient Egyptian festivals, Opet and Shimu, they still do this. still plowing with the cows right now. Same shit they've always done. Same color skinned people. Same melanated Egyptians. Nobody else is doing this. You can't show me no sub-Saharan Africans that are using these animals to plow fields and do agriculture. The ancient Egyptians are still doing this in 2023. Nothing's changed. Still fucking with the same grains and wheat. We will see. Cultural continuity. This is depiction of the same fucking grains and wheat right here. Same grains and wheat that you just seen. Fucking with them same donkeys. You don't see no sub-Saharan Africans, nobody else in sub-Saharan Africa in the fields fucking with these donkeys. It's on the walls. They doing the same thing right now. Show me sub-Saharan Africans in the field doing agriculture with donkeys. You can't show me. Fucking with these donkeys still. Force feeding these birds. Watch, look on the right. They still doing this in 2023. Old Kingdom. You can see he's force feeding it right here on the left. Same thing right here. Watermelons. These same ovens they baking this bread in. They doing it in 2023. Sub-Saharan Africans ain't doing this in them kind of ovens. Same bread in these same ovens. Sub-Saharan Africans ain't doing that. I'm sorry. It's just a reality. These are same breads in ancient times. Same shit. Same breads. Look at them ovens. That triangular bread. That triangular bread. Same triangular bread in 2023. Y'all can pause this later and look through this. This is just a little genetic information he just breezing through, but let's continue. Them same clothing with that little V-neck. Same shit in 2020. Sub-Saharan Africans ain't wearing this, bro. They still wearing the same shit ancient Egyptians wore. Same one pieces. Look at the one in the middle with the little V-neck. Same one piece. Same one piece with the V-neck. Cultural continuity. All the belly dancing. People used to say this stuff on the left was some yoga. Nope. Nowhere in Africa, whether it's North Africa or West Africa, they didn't practice no yoga. That's a Hindu thing. These are belly dancers and dancers. Same instruments. Same instruments. Same instruments. Same old instruments. Same basket weaving. Same cultural continuity. Now, let me pause this because I did a video I think a lot of people missed, right? And I was showing all these Egyptian youth and Egyptian adults, like even the man in the back and even these kids. Look at their noses. So I was saying that if you carve in stone anyone with facial features like this, with noses like this, these noses are exactly like my nose. So black Americans or black folk are not the only one with these type of noses on the planet. So if I was to carve all these kids in stone, and I just showed humanity the stone carvings, people in their mind are going to think, oh, those are black folk. Nope. Black folk are not the only people with these type of noses, is what I'm trying to tell you. So anytime you carve in stone any people, even people in Mesoamerica, the Olmecs, we've shown plenty of people in Mesoamerica with flat noses just like mine. If you carve them in stone, black Americans in their mentality, in their mind, are going to automatically think, oh, that's a black person. Because they think they're the only people on the planet with these type of noses. So if I carved all these kids right here in stone, to black Americans, they're going to think they're black folk. But no, stone carvings are deceiving. Look, these people's noses, hold on. These Egyptians right here, noses are exactly like my nose. There's Egyptians with pointy noses. The Egyptians with noses like mine. It's just not just sub-Saharan African noses. If I've carved this girl on my right nose in stone, if I carve this face in stone, people gonna think it's a black person. But no, it's not. Let me just say this real quick. These are melanated people. Melanated people make up 80% of the goddamn earth. So, like people say, Dr. Diop, Dr. Diop did a melanin test. Okay. What the fuck is a melanin test? He's just showing that the mummies had melanin? Whoop-de-doo. Everybody got melanin. That doesn't mean a damn thing. I know Cambodians are darker than me. I'm the same skin tone, not skin tone, but they have the same melanin pigmentation as I do, actually. Johnny, I see you. I appreciate the donation. I really appreciate it. I really, really, really do. Thank you. They're the exact skin tone as the people on these walls. Now, I've been to Ghana. I was right in on the water with the boats. I have a video showing you the Ghanaian people, West African, their boats. They never have these damn sails on their boats. Never. They only have canoes with none of these sails on it to push the boat. They still have this in ancient Egypt today. Pause. Now, let me just show you. Matter of fact, since we're right here, let me just show you. Hold on, y'all. Let me just do this real quick. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me for 1 second, family. Let me just. See, I just had a bug up my ass. Let me just show this real quick. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. One second. I just got to show this. Hold on. Let me see if it's in these pictures. No. 1 second, y'all. Bear with a pimp. One second. Okay, here we go.
What's up, man?
Here we go. Let me just share my screen real quick. There we go. When I was in Ghana, let me just show you this little brief 1 minute video.
You speak English? You speak English? These your brothers or friends? Friends.
See, this is all the boats I'm around. All these boats all around Ghana, by the slave castles and stuff.
You guys be swimming somewhere. These are little homies. They don't even speak English though. They like native. I like them. I be giving them some money. These out here working and helping, fucking with these boats because they be fishing.
These are the boats they had in ancient times in Ghana and in current times in Ghana. Right here. Primary evidence. They're different. These are like canoes, basically. Native Americans and West Africans had canoes. It's okay. They weren't seafaring people. They only sailed along the coast. They didn't go too far out because these canoes cannot make it across a large body ocean. There go me right there next to them. I don't just be talking.
What's that? What they call it? Ah.
See, these kids didn't speak English, so they really didn't. I think they I forget their tribe. I forgot. But let's go.
Hello, my friend.
Let me see what I can do for y'all. Let me see what I can do for y'all.
That's their mother right there. I had gave them a little donation, gave their mother and and them some donations because I was just trying to be helpful when I was there. They go to slave dungeons right there in my group of people.
Your mother? Your mama, these you? Man? You can have it. I don't want nothing. I just was giving you that.
Thank you, my friend.
He said, "Thank you, my friend." He knew how to say thank you in English. I gave him and his mama some money. She got a whole kitchen on her head.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to show that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to show that, right? Those are the boats they have in 2023 in Ghana. They never had them boats I was showing you with the sails on them. Let's get back to the presentation. I hope my screen is shared. That's a delay. Let me see. Wait, is my screen being shared right now? Hold on. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Let's just say that they still fucking with them carrying them thing. It's not a chariot per se, but it's just reminiscent of what they used to, the cultural appropriation. Sub-Saharan Africans don't do this. It's no shot. It's just a reality. Like for instance, let me pause it. Like for instance, if I made a stone carving of the man on the left, people gonna think it's a black person because stone carvings are deceiving, especially if your mindset is only black Americans have them kind of noses. If it's a stone carving on the man on the left, he's gonna look like he has a flat, broad nose, and then you're gonna be tricked. Uh oh, Ramses with the Caucasoid hair. Now I know this is lookership, but let's just but let's just Negroes didn't have them blue eyes. That's a hey. This is ancient art on the right. All right. Palermo said what the lady in that earlier picture was very attractive. You know what? It's some fine looking Egyptian women. Right. All right. Now, what's happening, family? Hey, Carolyn Spencer, how you doing? Yeah, so um um We're going to get into about maybe about 8 minutes of some other videos explaining the color black and the symbology of black in ancient Egypt, right? And you have to ask yourself, what's good, Tracy Jones? How you doing? You have to ask yourself, family, why have you never been shown cultural continuity like this? And that's not what I wanted to say, but I forgot what I wanted to say. But you have to ask yourself, why have you always only seen cherry picked pictures? People will show you the same 10 images and ignore 100 other images that don't fit their agenda. Right? So let's just get on into the color black and the symbology and make this plain real quick. Where do I want to go? Let's go to Sekhmet's page. A sister called, she's an Egyptian sister, Sekhmet, but she has some very interesting videos, right? So let's just go to, which one do I want to go to? Here we go.
Black was one of the
Here we go. She put this together good. I wish I knew graphics well and know how to do graphics, and was as computer literate to do this. I'd be shutting it down. But let's pay attention to what the color black in ancient Egypt, and the symbology of it, and what it really means, and why do black Americans show these same pitch black ancient Egyptian images without explaining to you the meaning of them. Why Brother Reggie? Why nobody on Sonetter TV? Why none of these cats? Why Smash Rockwell? Why none of these cats ever tell you the symbology of black? Here we go.
Black was one of the colors that had symbolic meaning in ancient Egyptian art. But unlike the other colors, black is the only one that is being misused by Afrocentrists to make assumptions about the color of ancient Egyptians. In ancient Egyptian art, black symbolized fertility, death, and the underworld, which was the reason why ancient Egypt was called Kemet, which means the black land, because of its fertile soil, not because the color of Egyptians. Because of its fertile soil, not because the color of Egyptians. Land. Because of its fertile soil, not because the color of Egyptians. Osiris was the god of the deceased, fertility, resurrection, and underworld. And that's why he was depicted in many symbolic colors such as black, green, and blue. And when
So
depicted in
you have black, green, and blue. But why Afrocentrics only focus on the black one? They have an agenda. And I'm exposing that agenda tonight.
many symbolic colors such as black, green, and blue. And when someone died, they become in the form of Osiris, and they were depicted in black too. This is the most famous statue of Mentuhotep II. His black skin and the position of his crossed arms associate him with the god Osiris, and that's why he was depicted in black. Arms associate him with the god Osiris, and that's why he was depicted in black. Crossed arms associate him with the god Osiris, and that's why he was depicted in black. Crossed arms associate him with the god Osiris, and that's why he was depicted in black.
The god Osiris, Lord of the perfect black. Not skin color. But let's go.
Was just a symbolic color because, as you can see, all his other depictions are in the classic orange Egypt color because as you
So when people depicted him, why didn't they show these other images of him that didn't represent him in death? Why did these Afrocentrics deceive you and not teach you this real truth?
and that's why he was depicted in black. It was just a symbolic color because, as you can see, all his other depictions are in the classic orange Egyptian skin shade used for most ancient Egyptians. Amos Nefertari was deified for decades after her death. And all of her depictions showing her with a black skin were made about 150 years after her death to refer to her deified
Now y'all can pause this and read it later, but it's just this the person who made the video, Sekhmet, is just breezing through it.
status. Made about 150 years after her death to refer to her deified status. Also, some of her other depictions aren't in the
So they didn't show you these depictions. That doesn't show her pitch black. Why? Their goal was to deceive you. Dr. Ben and all his students were fucking liars. That's just the bottom line. If they didn't know this, then the information over the last 20, 30 years has been subpar information. They didn't show you the other depictions, and they didn't tell you why she was pitch black. Let's go.
black symbol refer to her deified status. Also, some of her other depictions aren't in the black symbolic color, and you can clearly see her Egyptian features. As you can see here, her color looks so unrealistic compared to Mentuhotep II and the other Egyptian man. This is one of the Ka statues.
The Ka statue. They always use this image also. Let's get educated about it. Let's go.
Of Tutankhamun. Ka statues were usually depicted in symbolic black, which is the color of god Osiris, and to represent death and the underworld. Also notice how the symbolic black color.
Now, they're showing you the real color of him, but they're showing you molding and modeling him on the right as a perfect black, as black. Not that that's his skin color, but it has symbolic meaning. Why didn't they tell you this? Why is nobody on Sinetter TV telling you this? Why you niggas don't know this shit?
Color of the statue looks so unrealistic compared to. Notice how the symbolic black color of the statue looks so unrealistic compared to other people, unlike his other depictions that aren't in black, but in the famous reddish Egyptian color, unlike his other depictions that aren't in black. Unrealistic compared to other people, unlike his other depictions that aren't in black.
But they didn't tell you he has other depictions that are not black. Because they wanted you to think he was black. That's why.
But in the famous reddish Egyptian color of millions of Egyptians. But we've already explained this in another video, so make sure to watch it. The Ka statue of Thutmose I was black for the same reasons as the Ka statue of Tutankhamun. And again, you can see the difference between his symbolic color and other Egyptians around the statue. Also, here's another depiction of him with his mother.
See, they didn't show you this juxtaposition. Did I say that right? Juxtapose? Juxtapose. I like that word. They didn't juxtapose it and show you the other colors and teach you properly. Chief X is going to teach you properly tonight.
And other statue of Tutankhamun. And again, you can see the difference between his symbolic color and other Egyptians around the statue. Also, here's another depiction of him with his mother. Min was the god of fertility, and that's exactly why he was depicted in black, because black represented fertility. What Afrocentrists don't want to tell you is that ancient Egyptians never used black to depict themselves except for symbolic reasons. Ancient Egyptians never used black to depict themselves except for symbolic reasons. Ancient Egyptians never used black to depict themselves except for symbolic reasons. Ancient Egyptians never used black to depict themselves except for symbolic reasons. On the other hand, they used it to depict their sub-Saharan enemies, which proves that On the other hand, they used it to depict their sub-Saharan enemies, which proves that they knew. On the other hand, they used it to depict their sub-Saharan enemies, which proves that they knew how to use it, but they intentionally decided not to use it for themselves. Even when using a dark color, it's still obviously different from the black color used for sub-Saharans, and their features are different too.
Now that was enlightening. That was enlightening, tell the truth. Oh, feelings is hurt right now, right? Ask these people why they didn't teach you right. Why? Me too. Did I get caught up listening to subpar teachers? People who weren't actually teachers, they were entertainers. So, for instance, sometimes we look at the old mech heads, right? And we listen to people talk about what we would consider, listen, Mesoamericans. So I'm a young black American man living in America. But instead of listening to a Mesoamerican scholar who's credentialed in that history, I listen to a nigga in Brooklyn. I listen to a cat in the Bronx in the garage try to tell me about Mesoamerican history, and I just ignore the Mesoamerican historian to listen to a nigga in the Bronx in his garage who's never been anywhere tell me about Mesoamerican history. And I got caught up doing that because I thought this hustler had my best interests at hand. No. They was there to sell me a dream, to revise history, to trick me into thinking everybody on the planet was black at first. The ancient Chinese was black. The Moors was black. The Jews was black. Everybody was. They tricked me. What you say, Egyptologist? He said your new place is nice. You know what? I love it here. Right? I listen. Look here, bro. I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? In my new spot, I just love it here. But anyway, let's get back to reality. Um, yeah. So we're gonna get into this one more little video, and we're gonna kind of close out. Now, if people want to come on, I'm gonna drop the link. Let me just put a link in case anybody do want to come on and shoot the shit before we leave, or anybody want to dispute something. You notice how nobody ever come on to dispute anything because this is not the platform for that. I pinned it, the link, in the chat. So when I finish, if anybody want to come on, right? Thank you, Rashonda Hayward. Hit the damn like, family. Jesus Christ. Where am I now? Let's share my screen and go back to this. What's Sekhmet talking about? Let's go to another video that I want to. Now, let's get into the hair. There go Ramses. The OG Ramses with a straight, non-nappy hair. I know it's a delay. Let me see if this pops up on my tablet. I want to make sure we are on point. Hold on. Okay, I stopped sharing my screen. Let me redo it again. Present. Okay, I stopped sharing my screen. Let me redo it again. Present. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, let's go to this. There go Ramses. I hope y'all can see now. Right? This is not your ancestor. King Ramses II, or whatever, was not related to you guys in any type of way. Leave these people's culture alone. Leave these people's history alone. But let's just go. Ancient Egyptian hair and wigs. Let's just talk about that real quick. So, hold on. Now, I paused it. I paused it. You can go back and watch this video later and read whatever's on the screen because we're just flashing through it real quick in this 1 minute video. So, this is what we call primary evidence. Queen Hatshepsut. Did anybody on Sinetta TV show you her mummy and her non-nappy, non-kinky hair? No, they didn't do that. Chief X did it. Queen T's hair. All they want to show you is that bust, that little mini bust of Queen T, where it looks like she has an afro. But that is headdress, and we're going to even get to that. Queen T never had an afro in her life because she wasn't a black woman. That's Queen T. Primary evidence. All of them. This is actually, what is this? Hold on. This is the royal family. Where they say long wavy hair like millions of modern Egyptians. King Thutmose. Queen T's mother even has the same hair. Not like y'all's. Queen T's father, Yuya. Same Caucasoid hair. Now, let me just prep you. Because black Americans are under the impression that only black folk or sub-Saharan Africans braided. Let me tell you something. Every human being on the planet Earth, all cultures braided hair. They braided animals' hair. They braided horses' hair. They tied ropes. They always knew what to do about tying ropes and braiding hair. It has nothing to do with black folk. But let's continue. Even Mahapri had a headdress and a wig on. I'm not saying Mahapri was Caucasoid. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying she had a wig on that was glued to the scalp. That's all I'm saying. These are extensions. Extensions. But at the beginning of the extensions is Caucasoid hair. These are the wigs that they wore that are actually in museums. But their hair underneath the wigs is not kinky. A lot of these wigs also are all kind of stuff strewn into it. Cotton, different, all kind of shit strewn into these wigs. Now, let's move on. So let's just go on. I did a whole video on Queen T, but Sekhmet puts together a decent one. Where is it at? Let me find it. Here we go. I did a whole presentation on this, and I think they stole the presentation from me and just done their own little graphics and put it together. But here we go. It's a minute and 40 seconds. Now that's the bust. What you're seeing is a headdress. That the beads and the blue has been stripped off the headdress. So when you see the two holes on the left, you see the two holes? A uraeus or a snake used to come up out of there. This a headdress, you can pull it off. And up underneath Queen T's hair was Caucasoid. This is not an afro, people. Afrocentrics won't tell you that, though. They want you to believe that this is an afro. It's not. Ask Brother Reggie, ask Smash Rockwell why they won't tell the truth about it. And why Chief X is the only one honest with you. Let's go. So they use the color of wood. That's a Yale wood. I mean, they didn't paint the goddamn wood. They just carved some Yale wood with a headdress on it. By the way, this bust is so small. It's not even 6 inches, but it's blown up to look like it's bigger than it really is. Let's go. Now, you see how they have circled those blue beads? Because before it was broken down, that whole headdress was full of blue beads and decorative things. It was never an afro. We're going to show you the stages of it. Watch. This was one stage, if you can see it clearly on the left, before it was totally decorated. It's a cut headdress. It's not hair. Now at the bottom on the left, you see it in its full glorious form. Blue and decorative. It's a headdress. And you can see how the uraeus snakes are coming out of the forehead. It's not an afro, people. Afrocentrics lied to you, or they were clueless. Since they didn't teach you this, never listen to them again. Only listen to Chief X. Primary evidence. Read. The silver one is the cut headdress beneath the blue headdress. The blue one is how the bust looked like before losing the blue beads. The brown one is how the bust looks now after losing most of the blue beads and after the wood got darker. So the Yale wood that we see of Queen T and we think is an afro is wood that got darker over time, but the beads is off the heads. It's not an afro. I'm sorry, family. That's Queen T in her real hair, not the bust. This is her hair texture. She is not nappy. Queen T, Ty, however you pronounce it, they have mtDNA. Not no haplogroup Y DNA, but they have mtDNA on Queen T. And it's mtDNA K, which is from West Asia. Right next door to Egypt, West Asia. The Levant. This is where her ancestors are from. West Asia. see, it says right here, there is no need to make speculations about her hair texture when we can see her mummy, which still has her hair. You don't need to speculate. We're showing you primary evidence that she didn't have an afro. And that this is her hair right here. She clearly didn't have an afro. She had the same texture as many Egyptian, North African, Mediterranean, or Middle Eastern persons. You see they have Mediterranean people right there? Chief X didn't make up the thing Mediterranean people or Mediterranean culture. That's just what the fuck North Africans are. Mediterranean people. Negroids and black folk are not Mediterranean people. I'm sorry. These are other depictions of Queen T. Look at it. Do she look black to you on top left? Why they only show you the Yale Wood picture with a bust faking you out? Why didn't Brother Reggie, why didn't Smash Rockwell, why nobody ever on Saturday Night TV showed you other depictions of Queen T like I'm showing you? You've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled by Dr. Ben, the cult leader, all of his students, and current day niggas on YouTube. You've been hoodwinked and miseducated. I'm here to bring you back to reality. Closer look at Queen T primary evidence. She don't have an afro. This is not Yale Wood. This is how they depicted her. And you will never, ever, 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 ever see a Nubian woman this color in ancient Egyptian depictions. Nubian women are only dark brown or pitch black in ancient Egyptian art. They are never like what you see on the left. Never. Let's go. This is her sub-Saharan African captive. Oh yeah, the royal family, King Tut, Queen T, they had these people who are pitch black Nubians, or whatever you want to call them, Kushite, whatever the fuck you want to call them, sub-Saharan Africa, they had these people as subjects, as enemies to them. I'm not making nothing up. Clearly, Amenhotep III was depicted with different phenotype than the black enemies. Who was enemies of the Egyptians? Consider them Asiatics and Nubians. The father of Queen T, Yuya. You see his hair. You see her hair. It's nothing different. Let's go. Let's go back. Open your eyes, people. Same phenotype. Same phenotype. Just so happened this is Yale Wood in a bust of Queen T. It's not her real skin color. But why would they paint some wood they carved any other color? It's just some fucking wood. God damn. And when you take this headdress off with them two holes in the middle, up under that, Queen T's hair is just like the women on the left and the right. Egyptian women's hair. Okay. Let's move on to that. Segment got some fire on her channel. Let me play one more video, and we're gonna move forward, right? Which one did I want to play? Let's do this one.
Egyptians never
Let's go.
depicted themselves the same. Egyptians never depicted themselves the same as black sub-Saharan Africans. Egyptians never depicted themselves the same as black sub-Saharan Africans. Egyptians never depicted themselves the same as black sub-Saharan Africans. Egyptians never depicted themselves the same as black sub-Saharan Africans.
I just wanted to get you to get that through your fucking thick skull.
Egyptians never depicted themselves the same as black sub-Saharan Africans. You can easily tell who's the Egyptian and who's not from the first look. And in all cases, let me prove it to you.
Teach, Sekhmet! Teach!
Most of the time, Egyptians depicted themselves.
Why Afrocentrics never show you these images? The bottom and the middle with the blue eyes. Why they never show you these old kingdoms? We're not talking about no new invaders and all that old bullshit you say. This shit is from the fucking old kingdom. The initial dynasties right here.
Themselves with a reddish brown or orange color. On the other hand, they depicted sub-Saharans with black. Sometimes color. On the other hand, they depicted sub-Saharans with black. Sometimes color. On the other hand, they depicted sub-Saharans with black. Sometimes
the only time you see Egyptians as black, it was symbolic, representing death, fertility, and things of that nature. We talked about that earlier in this video. Let's continue.
They depicted them with a reddish-brown color, similar to Egyptian black. Sometimes they depicted them with a reddish-brown color, similar to Egyptians. But even in these cases, their phenotype, facial features, clothes and hairstyles look completely different. They depicted them with a reddish-brown color, similar to Egyptians. But even in these cases, their phenotype, facial features, clothes and hairstyles look completely different than Egyptians. And even without any colors, you still can see the difference different than Egyptians. And even without any colors, you still can see the difference between Egyptians and sub-Saharan Africans. Which proves that it's not just about color, but the race and phenotype of Egyptians is also different than what Afrocentrists mean when they use the term black, which is a completely different race than Egyptians, not even
Pause. Let me just show this real quick.
when they use the term black, which is a completely different race.
Pause. Now, it's never about skin color. Chief X has never talked about or pushed skin color because I always say there's Cambodians darker than black Americans. I've been to every Asian country. I was in the Navy. I've been to the Philippines, Thailand, Korea, Hong Kong, Japan, China, Hawaii. I've been to all them places when I was in the Navy. And I seen all them people in Thailand, Philippines, darker than me. Because I know, because of my wisdom and my experience in life, that skin color varies amongst all people. You have light-skinned Filipinos, you have dark-skinned Filipinos. You have light-skinned black Americans, you have dark-skinned black Americans. Who the fuck is talking about skin color? Not me. So as you see in this picture, these Egyptians above are pretty much darker or the same color as these black Americans on the bottom. So why are you guys getting caught up on skin color? Skin color and pigmentation and melanin varies. It's more so about phenotype and or, listen, population genetics. Phenotype and or population genetics. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know what these other people are talking about.
Race than Egyptians, not even the same as dark-skinned Egyptians. Many people around the world share the same reddish.
You can have a Mexican and an Egyptian be darker than a black person. The artist Prince is lighter than these people, and he's considered a black person. They are darker than Prince. They are darker than Sabra Sutanseti. Sabra Sutanseti is a black power extremist, you know what I mean? And he's lighter than these Egyptians and these Mexicans and these Native Americans. So who's talking about skin color or melanin pigmentation? Nobody. Not me. I'm talking about phenotype and population genetics and hair type. These people are not nappy head people like I am. The only reason all of not all of, let me just say this. West Africans, Central Africans has nappy, kinky hair. 100%. Oh, well, black people, we not all nappy head. Straight bullshit. Black folk is nappy headed unless you're talking about black Americans, because we've been admixed with Europeans. So we may show some straight hair, some loose curly hair, and it may not always be nappy because we're admixed with Europeans in black America. But if you go to Ghana, Nigeria, and all the indigenous black folk in West and Central Africa, 100% nappy. Not none of them are loose curly like we are, because they're not admixed with Europeans. Let's keep this shit real.
Reddish brown color even though they aren't from the same country, continent, or even the same race. But that doesn't give the right to any of them to appropriate the history of others based on the fact that some of them share the same color.
Go ahead, segment. She put that down. So it was one more I wanted to show, and we're gonna move on and end this. Huh. Which one did I want to show? Hold on. Let's do this one.
Egyptians never
Egyptians were not black. Let's just do this video real quick.
depicted themselves the same as black sub-Saharan Africans. You can easily tell who's the Egyptian and who's not from the first look. And in all cases, let me prove it to you. Most of the time, Egyptians depicted themselves with a reddish-brown or orange color. On the other hand, they depicted sub-Saharans
Wait a
with
minute, I played this already. I'm sorry.
black. Sometimes they depicted them with a reddish-brown color, similar to Egyptians. But even in these
I'm
cases,
sorry. I
they're
played that one already. I'm sorry. It was one more I wanted to play. This lady segment even have a video of me on here. Let me just play me real quick. It's a 1 minute video.
So when I threw the spin of ancient Egyptians was Mediterranean people.
So when I threw this, wait, so like I threw this spin on the conscious community, Black Americans, and I said ancient Egyptians are Mediterranean people. People lost their goddamn minds when I said that. I said no. North Africans, Egyptians, people from the Levant, Greece, Rome, Greco-Roman world. That's why when they came, they've been fucking with Egyptians even before they conquered Egypt. The Greco-Roman world has been fucking with, traveling around and fucking with Mediterranean world and Egyptians way before they conquered them. I said these are Mediterranean people. All North Africans, because the 85% of their population lives along the borders of the Mediterranean Sea. When you go past further south, you're talking about desert, hot shit, where it's not habitable as much. So, most North Africans live close to the border of the Mediterranean Sea, meaning they're Mediterranean people. So, Black Americans know for surety that they're not Mediterranean people. So, when I threw the thing about, hey, Egyptians are Mediterranean people, because Egyptian is a Mediterranean country, niggas lost their goddamn mind. Because they never thought about that logic until I put that logic on their ass. So that's just she played a video of me talking about Mediterranean people. Let me like I don't know if y'all know, but I'm getting millions of views on TikTok. And it's not even my videos; it's other people sharing clips of my video on TikTok that's getting millions of views. So my message is spreading, whether you see the views on my page or not. Let's just listen. Spin. So when I threw the spin of ancient Egyptians was Mediterranean people, you ain't Mediterranean. That fucked them up mentally. And they tried every way to deny that ancient Egypt was a Mediterranean country. I had to show them over and over and over, yes, it is. Meaning, you not Mediterranean. You have nothing to do with the ancient Egyptians. The ancient Egyptians wasn't black people. They wasn't a type. Because types are not Mediterranean people and never were. Greece sits in the middle of the Mediterranean like a boot. Rome is in the middle of the Mediterranean. Egypt is in the Mediterranean. All North African countries are Mediterranean countries. The Levant is basically Mediterranean. It's a region that they call the pause. You have to understand that the Mediterranean area is a region. People have what they call Mediterranean food. It's a region, just like West and Central Africa is a region. West and Central Africans look alike because they're in the same region. Mediterranean people look similar because they're in the same region. They don't look like you. You couldn't tell the difference between a Moroccan or an Egyptian in reality. They're in the same region as the Mediterranean people are. It's a region that they call the MENA region. They're not from the MENA. That they call the MENA region. MENA. You can look this up. MENA. MENA. It means Middle Eastern, North African. Middle Eastern, North African. It's on Wikipedia. Look up MENA region. You're not from the MENA region, people. You niggas is from Sub-Saharan African. They're not from the MENA region. I'm sorry. You cannot find one indigenous tribe or nation that was indigenous to North Africa, which includes Egypt. They're not Mediterranean people. They were never North Africans. They had nothing to do with the Mediterranean at all. People's origin is Sub-Saharan Africa, period. They can't name a tribe in any of those areas I just stated. If you can't do that, all the information everybody taught for these decades is wrong, and you guys have been stealing other people's history and culture. I love when they use my videos. Wait a minute, do I have one more from Segment? Let me see. Nah, I'm gonna just leave it. It's more. But subscribe to Segment's YouTube channel. Subscribe to who I used earlier. Let's just make this real. This brother right here. Let me just blow it up. His channel is called Afrocentrism Critique. He was the one video I used for the cultural continuity. This is his YouTube page. Subscribe to him. He just opened up this page because he shut down his other page a year ago and he came back to YouTube. Afrocentrism Critiqued. I suggest everybody go subscribe to his page. As you see right now, he only has 25 subscribers. It's a new channel. He came back to YouTube. I would like all my subscribers to subscribe to his channel. Okay? All right. What y'all talking about in the chat? Like this is a enlightening live stream tonight. Um, I put the a link in the chat, but no one has no pushback from this, or do they dare to even push back with me sitting here? Brother Reggie, Smash Rockwell, all these people are watching right now or will be watching. They watch all my videos, but they won't come on and have this discussion with me here. It would be suicidal. Intellectual suicide. Let me read a few comments. Patrick Fitzgerald says the Tuaregs are black North African Berbers, but they're mixed with sub-Saharan DNA. Patrick Fitzgerald, let me tell you something. Let me get to it so you know what I mean. So you can be clear about the Tuareg, because you may have not seen this presentation. Hold on. Hold on, Patrick Fitzgerald. Let me recommend something to you because you may be a little confused. What's this spot proper? Okay, right here. Let me share my screen so you can see, brother. The Tuaregs are black, he says. North African Berbers, but they're mixed with sub-Saharan DNA. Now, he's partially right. But let me just clarify about the Tuareg. Right. Hey, somebody popped in. Hold on one second. Hey, I see you. Who's that? Is that Sheffrin? Sheffrin, let me just show this real quick. Where we at? Here's a video right here I have called, let me blow it up so people can see. It's called Tuareg Peoples, Berber, Arabs, and Moors Exposed, right? It got, what, 2.9 it says? Basically 3,000 views, right? I go in depth about this. How long ago was this? 4 years ago, about the Tuareg people and who they are. I've broke this down for people's understanding, right?
Before them was the Romans there.
Okay, so that's it. So I just want to say, watch that video. The Tuareg are a Saharan tribe, right? They are a Saharan tribe or tribe in close to North Africa, but more a little south in the Sahara Desert, right? And I used to call them gangsters of the Sahara. They used to regulate a lot of trade and things that went on through the Sahara Desert and the Arab slave trade. You know what I mean? So they was kind of like an intermediary between sub-Saharan African and North Africans. The Tuareg are what I would call white Moors. And what they did was took on sub-Saharan African women as concubines, right? So they had generations of having babies with sub-Saharan African women who were servants and things like that. So their children were mulatto or mixed North Africans and sub-Saharan Africans. So a lot of times when you see images today, you'll see dark Tuareg. But those are just mixed people who were born into generations of servitude in the Tuareg society. You get what I'm saying? So they are servants and they're on a lower totem pole than the white Moors, or what we would consider North African Tuaregs or Berbers. Right? So this is the confusion people don't understand. Watch that video and you'll get it. What's up, Chef?
Ain't no, what's the deal? What's the deal?
Get your ass up out of bed. Hey, you ain't been live in a while. I said, where's Chef at? Let me go live today. What's up, Chef? What you got to say?
Ain't nothing. I've been super busy. I renamed my channel. Um,
I seen that.
yeah. So I'm trying to put something together. Once I get some time, I'm gonna put something together and start uh trying to go live again. But I just been super busy.
Let the
So
people know what the name, your new channel name is.
it's called Carnivorous, the podcast, right? So
Carnivorous the podcast is
mhm.
Chef Madness' new channel. People, go subscribe.
It's the
Carn-
same channel.
it's the
Most
same
people
channel.
already
He just
subscribe
changed
to
the
it.
name.
Yeah, I just changed the name. So if y'all see it pop up, that's me. You feel me? That's Chef Madness. I wanted to make it a little bit more polished and adult like. You know what I mean? So that
Chef
that
Brown, we need more adult like shit.
right.
Why did you say you make it more polished and adult like? Explain yourself.
Um, Chef Madness, it was kind of a little childish. You know what I mean? The sound of it. You know what I mean? For me. So just looking at different podcasts and where I wanted the show to go at. I think when I first started the show, it was to go at what I was going through with the pseudo killers and all of that. So um, it was done in haste and it wasn't thought out too much. So I took a little bit of time off to really think it through and see how I wanted to really present information on there and the content that I wanted to have on there. So
I appreciate it. I like
yeah.
that word when people say. I used to use that a lot.
What?
It was done in haste.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like it was just like niggas was just moving and just rushing and threw up something like in haste. It wasn't like, well, you know what I mean? Like I say, he flee in haste.
Hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
Anybody that says the words in haste is an educated person. And so Rashonda says she already subscribed.
That's what's up, Rashawn. So look, this is what I wanted to say. I always like to bring some controversy. So um I don't have no problem with the presentation. I think the imagery is dead on. You dig what I'm saying? Um People they'll be hard pressed to try to refute, the imagery, right? What is what is, right? The people that's there now can correlate to the people that's alive now, right? It seems that there's a strong continuity um with the people, right? But not to say that people can't change over generations. Um, far as wise if you look at the United States, for example, right? 500 years ago, all of the people looked at Native American, right? Now you look at North America, you scarcely can see Native Americans unless you're looking at Mexicans, right? Um, but if you look at the United States, was once populated by Native Americans from the Atlantic Ocean all the way to the Pacific Ocean. You look at it now, you scarcely can see. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if they try to use that argument, right? If they could say that the United States then and Canada didn't change, and 500 years, what makes you think Egypt couldn't change in 3,000 years, right? With the invasions and you dig what I'm saying? But we can look at the Native American when the Europeans first came here, we can see how they depicted the Native Americans, right? And we know that the people that is in power now, or the majority population in America, don't look like those first people that the Europeans encountered and that populated the United States region. So far as wise Egypt, the people look like there's a continuity, right, and physical features. So that being said, and even if you say that the Arab invaders came in and those people are Arab invaders. Well, the Arab invaders must have looked very similar to the Egyptian population if you're saying that the Arabs replaced the Egyptians, right? The original Egyptians, the Arabs that replaced the original Egyptians, if that's your argument, must have looked very similar to the people of Egypt. So either way, you know what I mean. You cut your own head off. You dig what I'm saying? Even if you use lookership, right? Either way, you cut your own head off. But my pushback to you is using words like nappy, hair, and stuff to describe, people hair. Nappy is very derogatory. It's very derogatory. And if you have black women in your family, you definitely should choose how you use that word nappy. Because for black men, it really didn't affect us as much as it did our women, right? With the beauty standards and them being classified or called nappy head. It really did a number on them. So for a black man to sit there and scream it, we don't feel the same thing that come from those words as do our females. So I would just implore you to think about using that word so loosely. I know it's a shock jock thing to show the contrast between the different types of hair, right, as a physical feature to show the difference between the people. But just screaming out nappy, right, it has a very visceral effect, and especially if you have black women in the chat. You know what I mean? Like, it might hit them a different type of way. You know what I mean? We have curly hair. It's tight curly, right? But it's curly hair. Nappy is derogatory, right? It's saying it's something wrong with it. It's saying it's ugly. You know what I mean? And that's all subjective. So that was my point. But the rest of the shit was dead on.
Okay. So the presentation was dead on. Just that you suggest that I don't use the word nappy.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you. I
Yeah.
understand. Now,
And being I got a black daughter, right?
mhm.
And I can see how that, and you have daughters. So you understand exactly where I'm coming from. You dig
I
what I'm
understand.
saying?
I
Yeah,
understand.
you understand exactly where I'm coming from.
I get
And
you.
being in the field that I'm in, right? And I teach now. So I really try to, and I teach different people. I teach white people, I teach Mexicans and African Americans, right? Um, so I have to be very careful with using certain derogatory terms when they come to because it's easy for us to scream nappy and because we so used to being around ourselves, right? But you got to watch who else is laughing when you use those type of terminology, because sometimes people may not be laughing with you, they might be laughing at you. You
Gotcha.
dig what I'm saying? So I always try to tell other students that's younger than me, right? Because black students, they can use the word nigga, they can say net, they can say all that other stuff, and everybody else will sit there and laugh, right? But it's a difference between people laughing with you and people laughing at you. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? But go ahead, My bad.
So I hear you, and I'm gonna say I 75% agree with you. I have no problem with
Okay.
what you said. What do you think about this lady's comment right here?
Uh-huh.
Can you see it?
Yeah,
In cosmetology, which you specialize in basically in general,
yeah.
it's overly curly or coarse hair. So like sometimes I'd be like, well, what word can I use besides nappy that makes it plain to what would really mean? You get what I'm saying? What do you suggest I use instead of nappy?
You can use curly hair, overly
Okay.
curly hair, because that's what it is.
Okay, now if I say curly hair,
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I don't know if you're watching the presentation, I showed some Egyptian soccer players with this loose curly hair.
Mm-hmm.
Then people can confuse that curly with the curly you talking about. You get what I'm saying?
No,
But it's a
no,
different
because
curly.
yeah, it is, but it's still curl, but it's still curly, and you're
Okay.
still talking about human hair, right?
Right.
So just because some hair is straight, appears straight coming out of the shaft, some hair is loose curly, and some hair is tightly curly, right? Our curls are tighter, right? They cool faster coming out of the shaft. That's all it is.
Okay. So it's more tightly coiled hair that's curling.
Exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So I mean, so I'm confused on what to. Sometimes I be like, what can I say to make it plain to distinguish what I'm talking about?
Afro textured or tight curly hair.
Okay. Now, what do you think about this one? This person said right here. This person right here said, right here. Like sometimes in the hair industry, like my brother does hair. He's a cosmetologist.
Hmm.
So sometimes people will say type 4
Yeah,
hair.
yeah, yeah.
So to me, I'm just saying personally, even though I don't have no, I
Ty- ty-
understand. Go ahead. Go
Type
ahead.
4 is more. You don't have to, in layman terms, everyday usage, right? Right, everyday usage. You don't have to be super technical. We could just use curly or tight curly hair, right, to describe.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You don't walk around the street talking about yo got type 4 hair. You think you know what I mean?
Well, let
You
me
could
tell
just
you why. Let me tell you why, Chef, and I just started using nappy and just trying to
mm,
be. Personally, I don't think saying nappy is a negative thing. I think because the psychology went through going up about our hair and stuff, we've
mm,
made it to seem it's like it's negative. But I think when I say nappy, I say it just is what it is. It's nappy. I don't see it as a negative connotation personally. But I
mm.
get what you're saying as far as society and what when we hear nappy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I because it's just like somebody would say, I don't think, I don't feel. You'll hear rappers say, I don't view the word nigga the way older generations view the word nigga. So it don't have the same connotation. That's ignorance then, right? That's ignorance because you're saying just because I want to use it, just because it's not offensive to me, right? Then it really don't mean what y'all saying it means. Nappy is derogatory. Just like nigga is derogatory. Just because you want to use it, right? Just because you feel comfortable using it, you wouldn't use it around your grandfather because when nigga was used towards him, it meant what it meant. We trying to change the meaning of it, right? Just like you trying to change the nap. How could nappy ever be uh good?
Why is it
Even
bad
the way
though?
that you said keep X, even the way that you said it, right? The visceral tone that was in your voice, it it showed that you was cutting at something.
Hey, you I was.
Exactly.
I was cutting at
Exactly.
it.
When has anybody ever said, "Come here with your pretty nappy head self"?
No, so what you're explaining is like a social construct and how we use it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna disagree with you, but I hear you. Even
And
though
you have,
personally I don't think nappy is negative, but I hear what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
but how couldn't it be? When has it ever? Tell me when somebody ever used nappy in a good way. When they talked about somebody hair. When was nappy hair ever described as beautiful? If you're using the word nappy,
It hasn't because black folk think nappy is
no,
negative.
because it always was negative. When
But
was it
why?
ever?
Why was it negative?
Because it's a negative term. It's saying that the people hair is ugly.
No, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is a psychological thing. Black folk think their hair is ugly. That's why 90% of the women press or they hot comb their hair
Mm-hmm.
or they wear weaves or they put perm on it
because
because in their
society,
mind they think
right,
nappy is negative.
right, because
But is it
society,
really negative?
yes, the word is negative, not the hair.
Okay, so is it if I say tightly coiled coarse hair, is that negative?
No,
It's just a different way to say nappy.
no, it's not saying nappy.
I know it's not. So I'm saying it's a different way of saying that. If I say tightly coiled coarse,
It's describing the hair.
okay. So
You're
this is what I'm gonna do.
describing the hair.
I'm gonna say tightly coiled coarse hair.
That's too much. See, you trying. You try. It's curly hair. See,
Okay,
you
curly.
can look at
But
other
if I
people's
say
hair.
curly, I'm still identifying with somebody with loose curly.
No, no,
But
no, you're not.
when I know like when I like who can I use the example? Bismarcky.
Hmm.
If I say Bismarcky got curly hair,
You will
and
be absolutely correct.
okay, I would be.
Hmm.
But also, if I say curly hair for a mulatto who has curly hair,
You will be absolutely correct.
so in a person's mind, they'd equate that as equal and the same.
They
But
both have curly hair, G-Vex. Well, I mean,
Chef,
I'm trying to figure out. They both have curly
uh,
hair. You want to take curly hair away from black people and just say that we got nappy hair. You just want to say nappy when it's
dude,
curly hair.
and somebody said this is getting comedic. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna just agree with you on this. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
stop.
because
I'm gonna
it's just
slow down on
curly.
using the word nappy. But other than that, the presentation was on point.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
So
I
I
mean, we
showed
went over all that.
we showed a lot of cultural continuity of things that they're doing. Did you see the beginning of the video when we were showing the papyrus plant and how they still make papyrus paper today and stuff?
Um, yeah. You showed that before though.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So overall, I think the video was on point. I appreciate you coming on, Chef, because I was
That's,
about to
that's
cuss you and Corey and everybody else out on the next video. I said these niggas don't support. They ain't coming on. They ain't in the comments. Fuck
you
this
ain't been live.
nigga. Right,
You did one or two lives where you showed your new spot, but you ain't really get into nothing.
right. You're right.
You feel me?
Yeah, I said, let me go live tonight. I just wanted to share because did you subscribe to the brother Afrocentrism critique channel
Yeah,
yet?
yeah.
You remember him from he's the guy from Tanzania?
From Tanzania.
I did a video on cultural continuity maybe a year ago, and I used this guy video, and I was showing it, and I said, well, he disappeared from YouTube, but this is his new channel. He came back. I'll have to show you the videos I did.
So that's his new channel.
Yeah, Afrocentric
Okay.
critique. Yeah, he also has another channel. I can't think of the name right now, but he's a brother from Tanzania, which is East Africa. So he's familiar with all the people in his area. He's familiar with the Egyptians in his area, and he's familiar with the Nubians in his area. So he's of the same mind as we are, Chef.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's up. I
What
check
do you,
his videos. How many videos he got up so far?
well, just now on his new channel, Afrocentrism critique, maybe about seven videos.
Okay.
But I'll text you his other channel. He got more videos on that. I didn't even know that channel existed. But yeah, I just wanted to clown around tonight. Nothing too serious. Donnie Williams up in the chat saying you ain't been live in a month, Chef.
I know. I'm gonna get to it. Probably next week. I'm gonna put something together. I wanted to talk about the Israeli Palestinian situation a little bit. So I might go live next week. Wait till after the weekend, see what happened during the weekend with that, and then I probably go live and give some historical background to it to see how we got here. You know what I mean? And because that's a crazy situation right there. You know what I mean? With those, I know one of the things that's crazy now is the missile that hit the hospital,
Hmm.
and
I heard about
both
that.
sides are claiming that the other side did it, and it's just, you
It's
know what I
crazy.
mean? It's crazy. You know,
But
because
like all
if
wars, sometimes they hit learning institutions and hospitals. Sometimes.
yeah, but what's crazy is if Israel hit that hospital and then saying that they didn't do it, that Hamas did it, right? It's crazy, right? Like it is crazy. But then if Hamas missile end up going astray, if they end up shooting a missile that backfired and hit their own hospital, it's is equally crazy. You feel me? It
Yeah.
means that y'all shouldn't be even fucking with no rockets if y'all don't even know how to shoot them motherfuckers. If you didn't hit a hospital, you feel me?
Yeah, it's just like you fucking with if you hit a hospital
Your
and you
own
know
hospital.
right, and hospitals are places people need to go to get healed or help.
Yes,
It's just like an evil to me.
right. So if Israel did it, it's crazy,
It's
right?
crazy.
It's crazy. You gotta condemn them, right? But if Hamas did it, it's like, yo, y'all are imbeciles. You feel me?
It's so much politics going on. So a lot of I've been witnessing a lot of Black Americans talking about this Israel Palestine incident and the war, but a lot of them don't know the history of Israel and Palestine,
Mhm.
right? So a lot of people just speaking out of whatever. I see a lot of people saying screw Israel, screw Palestine. Like I couldn't say that because I just believe in humanity. Anybody just dying needlessly is not a good thing.
Right,
So I would feel sorry for any innocent people just being killed
right.
because of people's political shit. So, I have empathy for any innocent people being killed. That's just me personally. I'm not
Hmm.
a racist, you know what I mean? So, what I don't care what race you are, if you just being killed innocently, it's not a good thing.
Yeah,
You you know what I mean? So,
yeah. That's how most people in the world are, though. But religiously, it's and racially, it gets crazy because people will take sides, right? And say that the Palestinians are justified for doing that to the Israelis, and then the people on the other side will say that the Israelis are justified, right, for doing that to the Israelis, for doing that to them. Like so, you know, it's crazy. I don't think Hamas is good. I think they putting the whole Palestinian people in harm's way. They can't win a war against Israel. Like, so it's kind of crazy to put, you know, 2.4 million people in harm's way. You know,
say that again, Chef. Like, Palestine really can't win a war against Israel.
yeah. So for them
Israel's just
to,
got too many allies and
yeah.
and money.
So it's almost like you know, for instance, Martin Luther King, for example, when you're faced against, a overpowering government that your life is basically in their hands, um full out assault war on them is crazy. So Martin Luther King had the best plan, right? Even though African Americans was mad and wanted to fight and defend themselves, it was it was a fight that they couldn't win. It's a fight that you can't win. So you have to go about it a whole nother type of way. That's what we have the UN for. Um, that's what you have diplomacy for. Like, and I know it's easy for us to say it over here in the United States, right? Because we're not going through what those people are going through. But there's no way that you could beat Israel, right? There's no way. So putting your people in harm's way, shooting rockets at those people who you know, they Israel got a hair trigger already. You dig what I'm saying? They ain't playing with none of those herbs. They already got a hair trigger. You feel me? So
Hair trigger.
yeah,
Israel's
they
not
got a hair
playing with
trigger.
nigga.
They ain't playing with none of them. You know what I
Israel
mean?
like I don't give a fuck, nigga.
Yeah. So I mean,
So
you know,
I'm gonna admittedly say I don't know their politics, but you know what I mean. I just know who has more clout. You know what I mean.
yeah, yeah. She said all I'm sure about is Israel is white supremacists, and they have really sketchy ideas about owning the whole Middle East. I don't. Yeah, well, look, African Americans were screaming white supremacy for a long time, so for me, ain't nobody come to our defense when we were screaming white supremacy. You dig what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? But I agree. Like, but we told y'all. You feel me? We told y'all about white supremacy. We was called stupid, and we need to get our own act together. And so when the rest of the world starts screaming white supremacy, it's like, yeah, welcome to the party.
Hey, chef. The other day I was just going through some YouTube videos and I clicked on pseudo killers, which you formerly used to be with or what have you.
Hmm.
And I just clicked on pseudo killers and I said, you know what? It ain't it just the show is just not as good as it was when you and Corey was down with it. It's like it just went downhill and I was just looking at the panel of people that be on there now. I'm like, well, they got all these people I'm just really not interested in listening to because it's not like it's nobody, not one person on Serial Killer who has any pushback on anything. It's like, well, when I say an echo chamber, I'm like, they don't push back on anything. Ankh says it's like it's no individuality, and I just miss. Pseudo Killers was hot when you and Corey was on there, but today it's like, ah man, I may click on it and see. I said, I can't.
Hmm.
I don't even watch a quarter of the show anymore. But when you and Corey was on there, I used to watch, at least 80% of the show. But I don't even watch a quarter of it no more. And Pseudo Killers without you and Corey ain't shit. That's just my personal opinion. And I'm just watching these live streams these days, right?
Hmm.
And I just remember me and Ankh, not me and Ankh, but back in the day, even the Amin Ra squad and Ankh on the Real Black Atheist. Even though I may have disagreed with Asar Imhotep or Wujaro, at least it was some good intellectual conversations and some challenging things. But now they just have these fucking quacks and these people just with mental health problems on their show. It's just like it's really hard to watch.
I think. Go
The
ahead. Go
old
ahead.
Ock when he had his friends and even Annie Harriet and Masai and them different people, it was still a little more intellectual than it is right now.
Yeah, I think they going in another direction. But for me, I think that's what you know. I think that was me and Corey strong suit. I think that's what we brought to the table. You know what I mean? So it don't pose to be the same. You know what I mean? If you ever brought something to the table, when you leave, that table don't supposed to be the same. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just how it go. But the direction that they going in, if it's becoming more polished, I'm all with it because I'm trying to make my situation polished. You know what I mean? But the entertainment value, we definitely used to have fun. You
Yeah.
dig what I'm saying? So I can see why people, and I think that's what I bring personally. You dig what I'm saying? Even the way that I would run my show, you know what I mean? Coming in, just my whole swag of the flavor, you always supposed to bring what you bring to the table, right? If you were easily um replaceable, then that mean that you ain't worth what you dig what I'm saying. If anybody could just come in and feel what you did, then you really wasn't that to
Right.
begin with. You dig what I'm saying? So, I think that's all we pretty much saying. So they just going in another direction. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Yeah.
I still go over there, holler at them, see what's going on. If it's a conversation I want to get into. But yeah, I think that format then it then came and went. Nobody is really doing that type of format no more. I think Garfield still do it.
Yeah.
With having Thunder. I think him and Thunder do the a Monday show where they just find topics that they disagree on and they go at it. You feel me?
Right.
And it's entertaining because people like that. You dig what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. You got to
People
have
like
some.
that.
You got to have some disagreements. Some kind of people just pushing
Yeah,
back.
and that's where you grow at though.
Right.
That look, that's where you grow at. I was just texting Unc that the other night because I said, man, we argued for 3 years straight. From morning. By the time y'all seen it, when we hit the lava, we was already arguing since we woke up in the morning. All day texting, calling each other, arguing. By the time you seen us, we've been arguing for 8 hours. But we teased out every little bit of the argument. Y'all don't know how far Unc has grown in the conversation. Whether he admitted or not, it pushed him.
Right.
Right? But it pushed me. It pushed all of us.
Listen, I
Everybody
heard
got pushed.
you're right. Uncle has grown in the conversation. I will admit that. I
Yeah.
heard Unc the other day say, and he's never done this in his life. He always promoted Dr. Ben as his favorite.
Mm.
I heard him, and I said, let me save this motherfucking clip, and I forgot where I saved it to, and I can't push. But he said he basically knocked Dr. Ben as his favorite, and he now said Martin Luther King is his favorite revolutionary. And
Okay.
it's a different stance he took away from Dr. Ben. And I'm like, to me that was progress.
Yeah, listen, we argued for 3 years, every day, 7 days a week, from sun up to sundown, right? And all us had to, pushing back and forth. You learn so much. So when we hear arguments now, man, Unc and them, we laugh and be like, man, they still going through that. Or they ain't figured that part out yet. Yeah, because we pushed ourselves, right? Even you, unbeknownst, and people don't like to give you credit, right? You actually helped push the conversation, right? Because most of the time we had to argue out and go through the shit that you said and really, pull that shit apart. You say, well, where the nigga wrong? Well, we know he right on this, but he wrong right here. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
niggas
we
need to give
had
me some more credit because I gave a whole bunch of niggas content.
yeah, we had to pick that shit apart, right? We had to pick that shit apart. We had to see where you was right at. We had to see where you was wrong or where you wasn't as clear as you should have been. Like all of that had to be teased out of the conversation, right? All of that had to be teased out of the conversation, and it helped everybody grow, right? I think the whole conscious community then grew because of that. So everybody should go back into their neutral corners because when you're fighting, you don't really see the progress that you actually making, right? Everybody just trying to kill each other. But when the dust settles, you see the progress that has been made, and you see it throughout the whole community that actually listen to these arguments over the years. Everybody then grew from it. You dig what I'm saying? And everybody was a part of it. You
Right.
know what I mean? No matter where everybody land at now, 10 years from now, we're gonna be looking like, man, I remember when we really had to put Dr. Ben and them down. Right? I was a
We had to do it. Hey, Sheffrin, bro. This Muslim guy from Egypt inboxed me about 4 days ago about some new genetic studies that they got going on.
Mhm.
Bro, Sheffrin, I'm gonna just tell you this right now, bro. It's some like sometimes people get it, like these scholars and biologists get into these intellectual studies or some DNA evidence that came about, and it may take a year and a half for it to come out. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And he showed me some shit, bro. It's some shit coming out. I'm gonna say beginning of this 2024 year coming out that they have new DNA evidence on. And I told people, you better get ahead of the curve right now.
Mhm.
And it just totally backs me and the genetic and DNA information I've been talking about, bro. It's about to come out. And I told you, cats, remain scientific and get ahead of the curve. It's just gonna totally back me, bro, and it's gonna shut a lot of shit down.
Yeah, look, and Gozy been on it, right? Been hinting at it for so long, right? He's been hinting at this for so long, right? Because he stay abreast with all of that genetic information and all of that. So he's seen it. Cause he's been arguing with Asar forever, right? And it's hard to just come out in certain groups and say what you want to say, right? Blatantly, because you don't want to be laughed at. Like if he would have said this 7 years ago, right? They would have said, man, they would have said Ngozi done lost his mind, right? They would have said, man, he done lost his mind. Now he following white scholarship. They would have said everything in the world about it. You dig what I'm saying? So he had to constantly just say Asar is wrong because of this, that, and the third. But he just couldn't come out and say, look, all of that Black Egypt shit, none of it is real. He couldn't come out and say that. You dig what I'm saying? He understood the climate in the room that he was in, right? He understood it. Just like you understood it and you didn't come out flat out and say it because, for years I understand the climate and the room that I'm in. You understood it. You just one day said, fuck it. I'm going I'm going all out.
Man, I like when you and Corey talk about how that Mediterranean argument killed a lot of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put a nigga in a trick box.
Yeah. Because one thing that you said, the reason that they gonna fight against the Mediterranean is because they know none of their black asses is nowhere near the Mediterranean. And I said, hell yeah. Like that's the because how could you argue against a whole goddamn sea? How could you act like that sea is not the northern coast of fucking Africa? Like, like that was like the craziest shit ever.
And you know I love fucking with these people. I just like to be fucked with. I ain't got shit to do. I'm just a brother in South Central LA. Just this shit is a hobby. I'm just having fun, Chef.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I don't mean no harm to nobody, bro.
Look, it pushed the conversation forward, whether people want to acknowledge it or not, right? I know I've learned a lot from arguing with y'all, on both sides, from listening to y'all on both sides. Um, and right now, I think you got the clearest. You might have the clearest secular argument on the topic, right? I think you make the clearest secular and layman argument on the topic. I think Unc makes the best scientific right, an anthropological argument on the subject, right? And I think y'all probably never um see where y'all are actually saying the same things, right? Because y'all, you dig what I'm saying?
You know what I'm telling you, Chef. I would have liked to amend it, Bridges with Ankh. I would have loved that. It
Mm.
just didn't happen. Hey, Chef, how you like my new background?
It's fire, bro. You didn't moved into a penthouse,
All right.
a
Right. I
deluxe
mean,
apartment.
now, I tell people like I used to be a homeowner. I owned two homes before, and I lost two homes through the financial way. So this is just an apartment I'm in. But this brother who I'm in this apartment, who's renting this apartment to me,
Mm,
plus this motherfucker out, bro. This is surround sound all in this. It's 7 surround sound speakers in the fucking ceiling. When
mm,
I'm watching movies or listening to music, this shit sounds amazing. I had to buy a fucking woofer and an AV receiver just to play it. Man, I
hmm.
mean this motherfucker plus, bro. But
That's
yeah,
what's up.
I just wanted to get your opinion on my background.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, you stepping out there. You
Yeah,
know what
so
I mean? You
you know,
stepping out there.
and I do appreciate you coming on. Well, I've been on here 2 hours and 20 minutes right now.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna go sleep. I got shit to do tomorrow.
When you gonna go live again, bro?
Probably
You
I'm
gotta
gonna try.
find a good discussion, a good topic.
I think I'm gonna start with I'm gonna do some more studying on the history of Israel and Palestine.
That would be
Um,
good. That would be good because the
yeah,
community needs that information.
yeah, I'm gonna try to do something on that.
How
Hopefully,
Corey doing?
Corey good. Corey, man, ain't nobody been talking lately. We got a group chat. I'm a last couple things I said, ain't nobody really said nothing. So people probably just real busy. Like I know I've been busy, so you know what I mean. I know how that goes. So
Hey, Chef, you drink?
nah, hell no,
You don't drink no alcohol?
no sir,
You don't smoke no weed?
no weed,
You don't do nothing?
nope.
What the fuck wrong with you? No, I'm just playing. Niggas be like, what's wrong with a nigga? He don't drink or smoke? Hey,
Nah,
you doing the right thing. I'm doing the wrong thing, and I got the audacity to ask you, what's wrong with you?
no. My girl smoked like a chimney though.
She drink?
Yeah,
She
she
drink
drank.
little
Yeah, she
wine or whatever,
yeah,
whatever you do. Yeah.
and she smoked. So but I don't fuck around.
I hear
You know
you.
what I mean?
You
I
used?
don't
Did
need
you
no
used to?
vices.
Did you
Nope.
used to, or no? You just never did.
Nah, I never did. I
So,
can't like
so you
I can't have
halfway.
no vices.
So you half a square.
Yeah, I can't have no vices. Look, my parents were addicts, right? So
I hear
you
you,
know,
bro.
I decided, me and my sister said, nah, we ain't gonna never fuck with nothing because a lot of the addictive traits is hereditary. You know what I mean? I fuck around, start drinking, and fall completely off. It could really, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't have nobody take care of me. You dig what I'm saying? So if I fall off, I'm fucked. You
Like
dig me?
my lady friend, I'd be like, baby, you a square, cause she don't drink, don't smoke, don't do none of that
Mhm.
shit. I'd be like, baby, you a square. And she'd be like, thank you for the compliment. Like I really don't want to fuck with no woman who really drink and smoke and shit.
Mhm.
I like squares.
Mhm.
You don't need to fuck with shit. Let me do that shit. You don't do nothing.
Yeah, that's how I am. I let my girl do all of that, and I just,
You gotta have one person who's
yeah, yeah.
sober up
So
his level.
exactly. So yeah, man.
So
Hell
much.
yeah, but I appreciate you letting me come on. It's been real good convo, yo.
And I'm out, bro. I appreciate you, Chef. Much
All right,
love.
peace.
Okay there? What you say? Squares are safe. Yeah, they are. Chef drink Coke, soda like Reggie. What up, Donnie? With somebody disciplinary, what the disciplinary say? Weed makes you fatigue. That's why you sit down. So I work in the cannabis industry. People know me. I work in the cannabis industry. Chief X sells all things, and people don't understand when I say all things cannabis related or mushroom related. I sell mushroom gummies, mushroom chocolate bars, the fucking plant. I sell even mushroom spray. You know what I mean, for your mouth. Anything mushroom or cannabis related. I don't understand why my YouTube friends don't support me more often. I'll be leaving my email. Hit me up. I sell all this shit wholesale, whether it's mushroom or cannabis related. I sell fucking syrup, the goddamn cannabis, cannabis gummies. I mean, anything. I sell distillate, bro. Would you say disciplinary? You quit weed. My condolences, bro. My condolences. People quit weed but still drink. So people choose the worst of the two evils. Disciplinarian. Comment. Do you drink? How you quit weed but still drink? Oh, you don't drink. I got you. I'm not sure if you're talking to me, Acadia. I sent you a super chat. I sent you a link to a video I think you'll enjoy. Let me just do this. Jot this down for me, people. Oops. I'm putting this up. This is Chief X's email. I've had this email forever, so when you see third eye, don't trip. Oh, Chief X is pseudo. No, I used to believe in that type of shit way back in the day. Patrick says you sell cocaine. No, I don't sell no cocaine. I wouldn't sell anything that destroys family or destroys lives or fucks your life up. Personally, I wouldn't do that. Hey, Afrocentricism could. Hey, hold on. Now, this is my email. If anybody wanted to do business with me, whether retail or wholesale, that's my email. You can easily reach out to me. This video is here. Type it down email. I do give out my phone number, but the last time I gave out my phone number on social media, on Facebook, I had about 4 crazy people calling me. Didn't want nothing. Didn't want to do no business. Just wanted to, you know what I mean, pump fake on me and talk shit and whatever. So, but I do give up my cell phone. But my cell phone number is everywhere. If you're on my social media, my Facebook page, people see my ads and my phone numbers everywhere. It's not hard to reach me, right? But if you want to do business, nobody competes with me in wholesale prices, retail prices, or anything. I sell and ship. Listen, I sell and ship to all 50 states. You don't have to say, oh, I can't get it here. Chief X got you covered. Just email me and let's talk. It's about 20 people who feed their family off wholesale stuff I send them. Listen to me. Rashana, you don't drink either? Good. Drinking is not good. I just so happen. Let me tell you something, family. Sometimes people see me drinking. I have a glass of bourbon right now, right? I'm 53 years old. For 52 years, Chief X didn't really drink. I may have a drink once every 3 months. I didn't drink. But for some reason, I got into this pipe culture this last year or two, and I smoke a pipe. I don't inhale it. I quit smoking Black and Milds and cigarettes. So I just puff a pipe and blow it out. I don't inhale it. But some reason in this pipe culture on YouTube and tobacco pipe culture, a lot of the men drink bourbon and whiskey, which is considered one of the most healthy drinks. I don't know if you can use the word healthy. But bourbon or whiskey doesn't have carbs or sugar, and it's considered a more healthy drink. More than beer. Beer will put weights on you. Beer got carb. I don't fuck around. So I'll drink whiskey sometimes at night, but I just started drinking the last year. I waited till I was 53 years old before I started drinking. I'm gonna stop, but I have some whiskey at night sometimes and just relax. Which is Katie, that's what my dad drinks. Yeah. He said, pictures say Bushmill, right? So I just have me a little glass of whiskey. I don't have I'm not, you won't see me stumbling or drunk ever, but the last year, I've been drinking some bourbon at night. I did notice that, like, say I take my blood pressure measurement right now. My blood pressure is low right now because this has some certain properties in it that does lower your blood pressure. People don't even know this. I'm just giving you game. So, if I do drink, it's something with no carbs or no sugar, right? And I just do it maybe in the evenings before I go to bed, and I don't drink a whole lot of it. But I'm a bourbon and whiskey now guy now because I smoke tobacco. So I'm just reading a few comments. I've been on here 2 hours and 33 minutes. Chef Fisher said, smoking weed and reading is crazy as hell. That's like drinking and driving. Now, bro, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been against drinking and driving. One day, I'm at fight night. I went to my homeboy's house in the valley. Like I live in South Central LA. So I went to my homeboy's house in the valley and we when it's like a UFC big event, pay-per-view event, I go to the valley and we'll watch the fight. So I'm just sitting here watching the fight, having fight night and drinking my whiskey and he's drinking beer and shit. And fight night's over, I'm toe up now. I don't usually get toe up, but and I drove home. I said never again. Drinking and driving is some real shit. Don't do it. And I'm just driving this time. So I don't drink and drive no more. I never really did, but drinking and driving is bad. Don't do it. Drinking and driving will get your ass put in prison. You fuck around and get into an accident and kill somebody or harm somebody, they're going to give you a manslaughter charge. And you're going to do some years in jail. So drinking and driving will put your ass in prison. Don't do it. So Chevron's right. Smoking weed and reading is crazy as hell as drinking and driving, right? Now, if I smoke weed, sometimes I used to read, but I would fall asleep. Because reading, after about 15 minutes of reading, I started like, I'm falling asleep. So I can't smoke weed and read anymore. It's just not good. What you say, Dr. Banu? One tequila, two tequila, three tequila, floor. Toro 60 said, I just started drinking wine a few months ago because Jesus drank wine. He says Jesus turned water into wine. Damn it, if Jesus can turn water into wine. You know what I mean? What Veganista says, I miss your birds chirping in the background on a sunny afternoon. Like where I'm at now, I don't have birds. Where I used to live, like a month and a half ago, I had birds that had a nest right outside my door. And it was just an apartment building, and it had birds who had nests. So you would hear birds chirping. It was really melodic, right? And I liked it. But right here where I'm at, I don't hear birds chirping. So out on the staircase outside my door, I have a fucking beehive. So there's a lot of dead bees on my steps and by my front door because it's a beehive. One day in the winter, I'm gonna go because I know these beehive got a bunch of honey, It's a big old bush, and I'm gonna steal some goddamn honey. But then bees gonna attack me, so I gotta wait till wintertime. What you say, Katie? In Texas, they'll send you to jail. Then if you kill someone's parents, you have to pay the child support for them. God damn. Hey, now Acadia, let me tell you, sis. I've had to educate people about edibles, right? Most people you'll say, "Oh, I don't want no more edibles. I was fucked up." It's because most people who took an edible didn't know it was about milligrams. They have people just be eating. Somebody make an edible and a cookie, they eat the whole fuck. Nope, 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 nope. Edibles is about milligrams. You dictate how high you are by how many milligrams you ingest. So stuff I have, all you need is a teeny bitty nibble, or per se 15 milligrams, and you're good. If you're a newbie and you take edibles, and you take 20 or 25 or more milligrams, you're fucked up and you don't want it anymore because you didn't know it was about milligrams. So if you take a smaller amount of milligrams, Acadia, you'll love it. You just didn't know, sis. So I don't think people are allergic to it. I just think people overdose or take too many milligrams. Would you say, Dr. Banu, whiskey, tequila, or vodka, same alcohol content? You're right. So I think whiskey, tequila, and vodka are not what we consider things that have sugar or carbs. So it's low on calories. But the same alcohol content, you're correct. You say you tried it all, Akia? Acadia? Okay. Yes, don't drink and drive. All right, y'all. Enjoy your days. I'll be back with y'all in a couple of days, I guess, when I have a topic to talk about. And peace out.